I woke up that morning feeling strangely calm, like the world had paused just for me. Today's the day, I whispered to myself while staring at the small ring box in my hand. It felt heavy and light at the same time. I imagined Emily smiling when I slipped the ring on her finger. I imagined her saying yes. I imagined our future finally beginning. As I drove to her apartment, I kept rehearsing what I wanted to say. "Emily, you're my anchor," I muttered. "You held me together when everything was falling apart. I want to spend my life with you." It sounded cheesy, but it was true. She had been with me through every failure, every late-night breakdown, every moment when I thought I wasn't enough. When I reached her building, I checked the time. I was early, almost an hour. "Maybe she'll like the surprise," I said, stepping out of the car. My heart was pounding, but it was the good kind of nervous. The kind that feels like hope. I walked up the stairs, gripping the ring box so tightly that my fingers hurt. When I reached her door, I raised my hand to knock, but stopped. I heard voices. Emily's voice. And a man's. "Emily?" I whispered without thinking. I moved closer. The door was slightly open, just enough for sound to spill through. "You need to make a choice," the man said. It was Oliver. I recognized his voice from the few times Emily had put him on speaker during work calls. "I know," Emily replied, her tone shaky. My stomach tightened. "Just tell him," Oliver said. There was a long pause. Then Emily spoke again, words that sliced straight through my chest. "I can't stay with him anymore. He's not enough." For a second, my body forgot how to breathe. I felt everything inside me collapse at once. My hand slipped off the doorframe. The ring box almost fell. Oliver sighed. "You've been dragging this out. And it, be with me." I felt a sharp heat rise in my chest, something painful and electric. Emily said, "He'll break if I tell him. He depends on me too much." "I don't," I whispered, though no one could hear. My heartbeat turned into a loud, violent pounding in my ears. I stepped back, afraid the floor might give out beneath me. I couldn't move. I couldn't think. All I could do was listen to the sound of my world breaking. Oliver continued, "Just get it over with." Emily said nothing. I forced myself to breathe. "Okay," I muttered to myself. "Walk in. Say something. Do something." But my body felt frozen. Finally, I pushed the door open. Emily spun around, her face going pale. Oliver stood behind her, his expression stiff. "Noah?" she whispered. I stared at her. "Not enough." My voice came out raw. Emily opened her mouth, but no words came out. Oliver stepped forward. "You weren't supposed to hear that." I laughed, a short, cracked sound. "Clearly." Emily reached for me. "Noah, let me explain." "Explain what?" I asked. "That I'm not enough? That you're leaving me for him?" Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't want you to find out like this." "Right," I said. "You wanted to break me gently." Oliver muttered, "This is getting messy." I glared at him. "Stay out of it." Emily tried again. "Noah." "I came here to propose," I said, lifting the ring box. Her face crumpled. "But you already made your choice." The room went silent. I stepped back. "I'm done." Emily cried, "Please?" "No," I whispered. "You ended this before I walked in." I turned and walked out of her apartment. Each step felt heavy, but something inside me had snapped awake. Something sharp. Something wounded. Something that refused to die. As I reached my car, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Liam. "You alive, man?" I stared at the screen and whispered, "No. But I will be." I sat in the car, gripping the wheel as my breath shook. I didn't know what came next, but I knew I couldn't stay the same. Something in me had changed, and there was no turning back. When I stepped inside, I forced my voice to stay steady. "Hey, Emily. I didn't know you had company." Her eyes widened. "Noah, you're early. I figured you'd be happy to see me." I tried to smile, but my jaw felt numb. Oliver shifted behind her. "We were just talking." "Yeah?" I asked. "About what?" Emily whispered, "Noah, please?" "Go on," I said. "Say whatever you were saying before I walked in." She looked at the floor. "You weren't supposed to hear that." "But I did." I tapped the ring box in my pocket, desperate to stop my hands from shaking. "So let's skip the warm-up." Oliver spoke first. "It's better if she just tells you." I stared at him. "You really don't know when to shut up." Emily raised her hands. "Noah, stop. I'll explain." "Explain why I'm not enough?" I asked. "Or explain why he's standing behind you like he already replaced me?" She flinched. "I didn't want to hurt you." "Then why say it?" Because I'm tired, she said quietly. I'm tired of carrying everything. I'm tired of waiting for you to change. I'm tired of feeling like I have to push you through life. I breathed slowly. So you found someone stronger. I found someone who challenges me, she said. Someone who doesn't cling to me. I nodded. Someone better. Her eyes filled with guilt. I didn't say better. You didn't need to. Oliver crossed his arms. Let's just. No, I said. You don't get to finish the sentences in my relationship. Emily whispered, I'm sorry? For cheating? I asked. For everything, she replied. I should have ended things first, but I was scared. Of hurting me? I asked. Or of losing your backup plan? She looked away. Noah, that's not fair. It's not? I asked. You just told another man I wasn't enough. I think fairness left the room a long time ago. Oliver stepped forward. You need to calm down. I laughed softly. You're telling me to calm down? After sleeping with my girlfriend? Emily covered her face. Please stop. I'm not yelling, I said. I'm not throwing things. I'm not breaking down. I'm just done. She reached for me. Don't say that. We can talk. We can. We can nothing, I said. If you wanted to talk, you would have talked before he ended up in your apartment. Her lips trembled. I never wanted you to hear those words. But I did, I said. And now I can't unhear them. Oliver put his hand on her shoulder. Let him go. I stared at that hand, at the ease of it, at how she didn't move away. Something inside me collapsed completely. Yeah, I whispered. Let me go. Emily whispered, Noah? I'm not angry, I said, surprising myself with how numb I sounded. I'm disappointed. And tired. And embarrassed I didn't see this sooner. She cried quietly. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I know, I replied. You wanted a cleaner version. One where you weren't the villain. Oliver murmured, this is going nowhere. You're right, I said. It's over. Emily whispered, please don't walk out like this. Give me one good reason to stay. Silence. I nodded. That's what I thought. I walked out before she could say anything else. The hallway felt colder than usual. My legs felt weak, but my chest felt hollow, almost airy, like someone had scooped everything out of me. When I reached my car, my phone vibrated. Liam again. Liam, you free? I'm nearby. Me? Yeah. I need something. He arrived within minutes and slid into the passenger seat. Dude, you look like you got hit by a truck. I wish it was a truck, I said. It was Emily. His eyes narrowed. Tell me. I told him everything. Every word I heard. Every look they exchanged. When I finished, he exhaled slowly. That's brutal. Yeah. But listen, he said. This isn't the end of you. It feels like it. It's not, he said firmly. Sometimes betrayal is the thing that wakes you up. Maybe this is your turning point. I stared out the window. Then why does it hurt so much? Because you loved her, he said. And you didn't deserve what she did. But pain isn't permanent. You'll rise from this. I swallowed hard. I don't know how yet. You will, he said. One step at a time. When he left, I sat in silence until Mrs. Hale, my elderly neighbor, knocked on my window. Sweetheart, you look shattered. Come inside. You shouldn't be alone tonight. I felt tears finally slip down my face. Thank you. It's all right, she said gently. The world breaks us so we can learn how strong we really are. Her words settled inside me like a quiet spark, small but real. I wasn't okay. But something in me had started to change. I spent the morning scrolling through old messages, reading every line like it was evidence in a case against my own heart. Emily's voice echoed in my head, that quiet shake she used when she didn't want to tell the truth. I whispered, why wasn't I enough? Then I answered myself, maybe it was never about me. The thought hurt, but it also steadied something inside me. I opened another message, one where she had written, you're my safe place. I almost laughed. Safe until someone better walked in, I muttered. My chest tightened, but I refused to sink again. I told myself, don't chase what already walked away. The silence in my apartment felt thick, but it wasn't suffocating anymore. I let it sit with me as I tried to breathe without breaking. My phone buzzed twice. Emily, can we talk? Then, I need closure. I stared at the screen without touching it. You got your closure when you chose him, I whispered. Instead of replying, I turned my phone upside down. I felt a strange calm settle over me, like my heart had finally understood something my mind was still learning. Silence became my answer and distance became my shield. I went to my small kitchen and poured water, even though I wasn't thirsty. You're going to figure this out, I told myself. But part of me whispered, how? I leaned on the counter, remembering every fight Emily and I had brushed aside. I replayed moments where she looked away too fast, smiled too softly, loved me too little. I whispered, I should have seen it, but even that felt like giving her too much power. Later, I forced myself to go outside, hoping the air would clear my mind. At the cafe down the street, I ordered a coffee and sat alone until an older man at the next table looked over. Rough day? He asked. I didn't answer at first, but he smiled gently. You look like someone who survived a fire. I sighed. Something like that. He nodded. Good. Because things that survive fire come back stronger. I looked at him. Do we know each other? He chuckled. No. But I've seen that expression before. I raised an eyebrow. And what expression is that? The one people wear when they lose something they thought would last forever, he said. I swallowed hard. You nailed it. He tapped his cup lightly. Loss isn't the end. It's the invitation to rebuild. I asked, who are you? He replied, Jonas Reed. Someone who believes in rebirth. I leaned back. Rebirth sounds dramatic. He laughed softly. Pain is dramatic. Healing is practical. I stared at my hands. I don't know where to start. He replied, start where it hurts. Then move 1 inch past it. I nodded slowly. Emily cheated. He didn't flinch. Then she freed you. It doesn't feel like freedom. It will, he said. Once you stop letting her voice guide your worth. His words landed deeper than I expected. Before leaving, he said, you'll rise if you choose to. I whispered, I want to. He nodded once. Then start by not answering her. I felt a strange spark inside me. Silence is strength, I said. Exactly, he replied. When he left, I sat there repeating the phrase. I didn't want revenge. I wanted resurrection. I walked home with that thought beating through me like a new pulse. When I reached my apartment, my phone lit up again with her name. I let it buzz until it stopped. Then it buzzed again. And again. I whispered, not this time. I placed the phone face down and opened my window for air. The night felt cooler than usual, almost welcoming. I said softly, I'm choosing myself now. For the first time since hearing her voice behind that door, I felt something shift. Not anger. Not hope. Just resolve, quiet, steady, and real. I stood there for a moment, letting the silence wrap around me like a blanket I didn't know I needed. I whispered, she doesn't get to define me anymore. The words felt strange but right. I closed the window and breathed, feeling a new version of myself forming. I need to do this, I told myself as I gathered Emily's things into a box. My hands trembled, but I kept moving. No more waiting, no more excuses. The room felt colder with every item I packed. Her perfume bottle, her scarf, the notes she used to leave on my desk. Each one stung. It's just stuff, I whispered. Just stuff. But it wasn't. It was everything I used to believe. When the box was full, I exhaled. All right, it's time. I grabbed my keys and walked out, feeling like I was cutting a rope tied around my chest. Emily opened the door before I could knock. You didn't have to come, she muttered. I set the box down without meeting her eyes. I'm here to return what's yours. She shifted nervously. We don't have to be like this. I laughed quietly. There's no other way left. She looked at the box, then at me. You're really cutting me off? I nodded. Completely. She swallowed. Oliver didn't replace you. I raised a brow. Then what would you call it? Silence answered me. I stepped back. Goodbye, Emily. She whispered my name, but I walked away without turning. Back home, the quiet felt heavier than her words. I sat on the floor, staring at the blank wall. Alone, finally, I whispered, though it didn't feel victorious. I opened my journal and wrote, cutting her off is the first step. The next line surprised me, I'm scared. I shut the journal quickly. Fear wasn't something I liked admitting. To distract myself, I laced up my shoes and stepped outside. The air was cold enough to sting. During the run, my breath burned, but the pain helped. Keep going, I told myself over and over, letting the rhythm guide me. When I finally stopped, I leaned against a street lamp trying to catch my breath. That's when Mrs. Hale shuffled toward me, holding her grocery bag. You look like you're running from ghosts, she said. I forced a smile. Something like that. She studied my face. Heartbreak. I didn't answer, but she nodded anyway. People show their truth when they think you're not watching. I swallowed, surprised by how direct she was. So what do I do now? She tapped my arm gently. Live better than they expected. That's the only justice that lasts. I nodded slowly, letting her words settle. Liam called just as I got back inside. Did you do it? He asked. I sighed. Yeah. I returned everything. She didn't even fight it. He paused. And how do you feel? I sank onto the couch. Empty, but lighter. Is that possible? He laughed softly. Of course. You cut poison out. I rubbed my eyes. She said Oliver didn't replace me. Liam snorted. Please. They'll prove themselves soon enough. I hesitated. Rumors say they're already together. Liam's tone hardened. Then let them. Their choices define them. Yours will define you. I breathed in slowly, letting his words steady me. Later that night, I sat at my desk, staring at my reflection in the dark window. You're free now, I whispered. The words felt unfamiliar. I opened my laptop and pulled up my abandoned promotion project. The screen glowed, almost challenging me. No more holding back for someone who wouldn't stay, I said. As I typed, something inside me clicked. A shift I couldn't ignore. My phone buzzed once. A message preview from Emily appeared. We need closure. I locked the screen immediately. No, I muttered. You made your choice. For the first time, the silence felt like strength instead of loss. I leaned back and breathed out slowly, feeling the tension drain from my shoulders. This is who I'm becoming, I murmured. Not someone broken, not someone begging to be chosen. Someone rebuilding. I opened my journal again and wrote, I can rise from this. The words steadied me. I imagined Emily and Oliver together, but instead of pain, I felt distance, like watching a storm move away. You don't get to hold me anymore, I whispered. I closed the journal, stood and stretched. Tomorrow I would keep pushing, running, working, changing. For the first time, the future didn't scare me. I was finally ready. I can't believe this is happening, I muttered as my manager stopped me in the hallway. He smiled and said, Your presentation last week impressed the board. Keep this up and you're heading somewhere big. I blinked, unsure how to respond. Thank you. I'm trying, I said. He clapped my shoulder. Whatever you're doing, don't stop. When he walked away, I exhaled slowly. Maybe things really are shifting. Noah Clark appeared beside me with his usual half-smirk. Look at you getting praised before 9 a.m. must be nice. I laughed. Don't start. He nudged me lightly. Relax, man. I like competition. Pushes me to be better. I raised a brow. So we're rivals now? He shrugged. Friendly rivals. The kind that makes the workplace less boring. I crossed my arms. As long as you don't steal my ideas. He grinned. No promises. His tone was playful, and for once I felt energized instead of weighed down. During lunch, I sat at my usual table when Noah dropped into the chair across from me. So, he said, rumor is you're getting fast-tracked. I shook my head. Nothing's confirmed. He leaned forward. Doesn't matter. You're sharper lately. Focused. Whatever changed in your life, keep it. I looked at him for a long moment. Pain changed me. He whistled softly. Well, that'll do it. I smiled faintly. Yeah. Later at the cafe, I spotted Dr. Reed reading alone, so I approached. Mind if I join you? I asked. He glanced up. Not at all, he said warmly. I sat down and sighed. Work's going well. Surprisingly well. He folded his hands. Progress often appears after we release what weighs us down. I swallowed. Are you saying heartbreak is good? He chuckled gently. No pain is good. But pain can be transformed. I stared at the table. Into what? He answered, leadership, clarity, direction, whatever you choose. I leaned back. I don't feel like a leader. He looked at me steadily. You will if you keep walking forward. I hesitated, then asked, do you think people get what they deserve eventually? He sipped his coffee. Karma isn't punishment. It's exposure. People reveal themselves and consequences follow. His words buzzed in my chest like a warning bell. So, if someone betrayed me? He nodded. Their truth will surface. It always does. I exhaled slowly. I hope you're right. That evening Liam called. Bro, you won't believe what I heard, he said instantly. I rubbed my forehead. What now? He lowered his voice. Oliver. Dude's flirting with girls at the gym. Like openly. And Emily doesn't seem to know. I froze. Are you serious? He replied, dead serious. Apparently he's been doing it for weeks. I didn't speak for a moment. Wow, I whispered. Liam continued, I'm telling you, man, karma's walking fast. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. I don't feel happy hearing it. Liam chuckled. No, but you feel lighter. I didn't deny it. After the call, my phone buzzed again, Emily's name flashing across the screen. I stared at it until it stopped ringing. Not again, I muttered. A minute later, another call. Then a text, please pick up. I need to talk. I locked the phone without replying. You lost the right to need anything from me, I whispered. For the first time, ignoring her didn't hurt. It felt like choosing myself. I grabbed my notebook and began planning tomorrow's tasks. As I wrote, I realized my hand wasn't shaking like before. I'm getting stronger, I said quietly. The thought stunned me. I wasn't pretending anymore. I felt stronger. After a while, I stepped onto my balcony, letting the cool air brush against my face. Is this what moving on feels like? I asked myself. The silence answered with a calm I hadn't known in months. My phone buzzed again, but this time it was Noah. You free tomorrow? I want to run an idea by you. I smiled slightly. Sure, I said aloud, though I typed the answer instead. That small exchange reminded me I wasn't stuck in the past. New people were entering my life, people who respected me, not drained me. I looked up at the sky and said softly, I'm finally rising. And for once, I believed every word. When Noah rushed to my desk that morning, he slapped a file down and said, You're not going to believe this. I blinked at him. What now? He pointed at the email on my screen. You got the Vanguard project. The biggest one this quarter. They picked you. I stared at the screen, barely breathing. No way, this has to be a mistake. Noah laughed. You earned it. Stop acting surprised. I ran a hand through my hair. I didn't even think my pitch was strong enough. He shook his head. Stop doubting yourself. You're stepping up, everyone sees it. I sat back, still stunned, when Dr. Reed walked by and tapped my shoulder. I heard the news, he said. I looked up quickly. You did. He nodded. Leadership isn't born in comfort. Congratulations. I swallowed. Thank you, really? He smiled. Now prove they chose right. As he walked away, Noah nudged me. See? Even he's impressed. I exhaled. This feels unreal. Noah leaned against my desk. Get used to it. This is who you're becoming. Before I could reply, I heard someone whisper my name. Daniel? The voice froze my blood. I looked up slowly. Emily stood in the hallway, eyes red, makeup smudged, breath shaking. Why are you here? I asked quietly. She took a step forward. Please? I need to talk. I kept my tone flat. This isn't the place. She shook her head. I didn't know where else to go. Noah whispered, Want me to get security? I shook my head. No. It's fine. Emily reached me, clutching her hands. I'm not here to fight, she said. I breathed out slowly. Then what do you want? She swallowed hard. I messed up. I looked at her carefully. Okay. She blinked at my calmness. You don't even sound angry. I leaned back in my chair. I've been angry before. It didn't help. She wiped her cheek. I thought Oliver was better. I thought he would stay. I kept my voice steady. And he didn't. She hesitated. He cheated on me. I didn't react. All right, I said. She stared at me. That's all you have to say? I nodded. Yes. She stepped closer. He lied, he flirted with other women. He made me feel small. I folded my arms. I know what that feels like. Her voice cracked. I didn't come here to hurt you. I swear. I kept my eyes on her. You already did. She tried to touch my arm. I'm sorry, Daniel. I made a mistake choosing him. I pulled back slightly. You made a choice. That's different. She looked desperate. You don't understand, I cut her off. I understand perfectly. You wanted someone better. And now you want someone familiar because it fell apart. She flinched. That's not fair. I shook my head. It's the truth. She looked around as if searching for a version of me she recognized. Please, can we talk somewhere private? I stood up. There's nothing to talk about. Her lips trembled. You changed. I nodded once. I had to. Her tears started falling faster. I wished for a different ending, she whispered. I thought you'd break, and then come back. I stared at her silently. She continued, voice shaking. But you didn't break. You got stronger. I loosened my jaw. I had to choose myself for once. She touched her chest. I don't even know what I want anymore. I replied, then figure it out without me. She stepped back as if my words hit her physically. So that's it? I nodded. That's it. Noah approached slowly. Everything okay? I nodded. Yeah. I'm done here. Emily looked between us. You're pushing me away like I'm nothing. I shook my head. No. I'm letting you go like I should have earlier. She whispered my name again, but this time I didn't look back. She finally turned away, walking out of the office with slow, defeated steps. As soon as she disappeared, I let out a long breath. Noah stared at me. You handled that like a damn professional. I rubbed my face. I didn't feel anything. He smirked. That's progress. I sat down again. I used to think I'd fall apart if she ever left. Noah crossed his arms. But you didn't. I nodded. No. She just expected me to. He leaned closer. She feared this version of you, didn't she? I looked at the project files and whispered, yeah, the version that doesn't need her anymore. A soft voice spoke behind me. Congrats on your project. I turned and saw Ava Morgan standing there with her sketchpad. I blinked. You knew. She smiled gently. Everyone's talking about it. I rubbed my neck. I'm still processing it. She tilted her head. If you ever need design support, or just someone to talk to, I'm around. I nodded slowly. Thank you. Really? She gave a small smile. People underestimate how strong quiet men can be. I exhaled softly. I guess I'm learning that too. Ava nodded. Good. You deserve this rise. Her words settled into me like something warm, something steady, something Emily no longer had the power to touch. Noah dropped into the seat beside me during lunch and said, Have you heard? I didn't look up from my food. About what? He leaned closer. Oliver. He dumped Emily. Publicly. Loud fight outside their office. I blinked once. All right. Noah frowned. That's all you're going to say? I shrugged. What else is there? He sighed. I just thought you'd react. I shook my head. I'm done reacting to her. Later that day, Liam called. Bro, listen, he said. I ran into Jenna. You remember Emily's friend? I sighed. What now? Liam continued. She said Emily's a mess. Oliver was cheating with 2 different girls. I rubbed my forehead. Figures. Liam paused. You're really calm about this. I leaned back in my chair. Because it's not my life anymore. Liam let out a slow whistle. Man, you've changed. I smirked. Finally. Just before leaving work, my phone buzzed. Emily, can we talk? Please. I stared at the message for a few seconds before locking the screen. No, I whispered. Not anymore. As I packed my things, Ava walked by with a soft smile. Long day? She asked. I nodded. Feels like 3 days. She shifted her sketchpad. If you need a break, I know a quiet corner in the lounge. I chuckled. A secret hideout? She smiled brighter. Something like that. I hesitated. You're good at reading people, aren't you? She shrugged lightly. Only the ones who carry too much. I exhaled. That obvious? Ava tapped her notebook. Not in a bad way. You're just rebuilding. I appreciated her wording more than I expected. We sat in the lounge and she broke the silence first. You look distant today. I nodded. Someone from my past keeps trying to come back. She tilted her head. Do you want her back? I answered instantly. No, she smiled softly. Good. Your tone told me that before your words did. I raised a brow. You analyze everyone like this? She laughed quietly. Only the interesting ones. I shook my head. I'm not that interesting. She shrugged. You're wrong. My phone buzzed again. I didn't check it. Ava noticed. Is that her? I nodded. Yeah. Ava lowered her voice. You don't owe her anything. I leaned back. I know. Silence feels stronger than talking. Ava murmured, silence is honest. People fear it because they can't twist it. I looked at her. You talk like someone who's been through this. She smiled faintly. In my own way. I didn't press her. When I reached my apartment, Mrs. Hale was watering her plants. You look lighter today, she said. I smiled. Maybe I am. She leaned on her doorframe. People break, but the smart ones don't stay broken. I nodded. I'm trying. She pointed her watering can at me. You're succeeding. Don't go back to what cut you. I laughed. I won't. She gave me a knowing nod and disappeared inside. Inside my place, my phone buzzed once, twice, 3 times. I finally checked the screen. Emily, I'm sorry. Emily, I lost everything. Emily, I need you. Emily, please don't ignore me. I turned the phone face down. I whispered, I'm not responsible for your fall. Saying it out loud felt freeing. I opened my laptop to focus on project tasks, but my mind kept drifting. Not toward Emily, toward the strange peace I felt. I muttered, this is closure. Not revenge. Just closure. Around 9, Noah called again. Hey, just checking in, he said. You good? I nodded even though he couldn't see me. Yeah. Better than I expected. He replied, well, she's definitely getting karma. I interrupted him. It's not about karma. He paused. Then what is it? I answered, distance, growth. Finally choosing myself. Noah hummed. Proud of you, man. After the call, I journaled a single sentence. Her fall isn't my victory. Reading it made my chest feel lighter. As I closed the journal, a message popped up, this time from Ava. Ava, I hope you're resting. You deserve calm nights. I smiled for the first time all day. Healing energy, I whispered. Not romantic, not rushed, just steady. For the first time since everything happened, I felt like I was moving forward without looking back. I still can't believe it, I whispered as my manager handed me the promotion letter. My hands felt warm, steady, not like the trembling ones I used to hide in my pockets. He smiled. You earned it. Your consistency, your resilience, it's rare. Keep going. I will, I said, and I meant it. When I stepped outside, the world felt wider. My phone buzzed nonstop, coworkers congratulating me, old classmates liking the post, a few people asking if I could mentor them. I scrolled with a calm I didn't recognize. Ava walked up beside me. So, Mr. Newly Promoted, how does it feel? It feels peaceful, I replied. Not loud. Just right. She nudged my arm. You worked through hell to get here. I did, I said quietly. But I'm not angry about it anymore. Good, she said. Anger steals more than heartbreak ever does. Before I could answer, another notification popped up. Emily. Again. Ava saw the change in my expression. Is it her? Yes, I sighed. What did she say this time? I opened the message. She wrote, I saw your promotion. I'm proud of you. Can we talk? Ava raised an eyebrow. And what do you want? I don't know, I muttered. Part of me wants silence. Part of me wants closure. What does the healthy version of you want? She asked gently. I exhaled slowly. Truth. Not revenge. Just truth. Then give her that, she said. Truth is harder than punishment. Later that evening, I messaged Emily, we can talk tomorrow. Same cafe as before. I stared at the send button for a moment, then pressed it. My chest wasn't tight. My hands weren't shaking. I felt ready. The next day I arrived early. The cafe smelled like roasted beans and faint vanilla. I chose a table by the window. Minutes later, Emily walked in, eyes tired, posture smaller than I remembered. She approached slowly. Hi, she whispered. Sit, I said calmly. She sat down, hands clasped. Congratulations on your promotion, she said. Really? I mean it. Thank you. I've been thinking a lot, she continued. About us. About everything. I didn't know how to reach you without sounding selfish. I looked at her. Then just be honest. She swallowed. I regret how I treated you. I thought I wanted someone stronger. Someone more exciting. But you. I raised my hand. Emily, stop. This isn't about Oliver. I know, she whispered. I'm here, I said softly, not to fix anything. Not to return. Just to say something I should have said sooner. She leaned forward. I'm listening. You didn't break me, I said. You revealed me. Her eyes widened. What does that mean? It means I wasn't weak. I wasn't lacking. I wasn't the problem, I replied. You leaving exposed the parts of me I had ignored, my strength, my value, my direction. She blinked rapidly, tears gathering. I didn't realize. I know you didn't, I said. And that's why I'm not angry anymore. She covered her mouth as the first tear fell. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I believe you, I said. But your regret isn't my path. I'm moving forward, and you're not part of that journey. Her shoulders shook. So, this is goodbye? It's acceptance, I replied. For both of us. She looked at me with a mixture of heartbreak and understanding. I wish I had seen your worth sooner. I wish you had too, I admitted. but I'm glad I finally see it myself. I stood up. She didn't reach for me. She didn't beg. She simply cried quietly as I walked toward the door. Outside, sunlight warmed my face. I inhaled deeply, letting the moment settle. My phone buzzed again. Eva. Ava, how did it go? Me, good. I said what I needed to say. Ava, are you okay? Me, yeah. Better than okay. Ava, I'm proud of you. I smiled at the screen. I'm choosing myself now, I murmured. And for the first time the words felt like a beginning. Mine. My phone buzzed before sunrise. I rubbed my eyes expecting another work alert, but the preview froze me. Emily, please read this. It's everything I never said. I sat up slowly, opened the message and felt a wave of words hit me. I don't know where to start, she wrote. I was scared of losing comfort. I was greedy for attention. I chased someone who looked shiny because I was too blind to see what I already had. Line after line poured out, regret, fear, insecurity, excuses wrapped as honesty. I thought strength meant choosing someone louder, bolder, more charming, she confessed. But now I realize strength is quiet. Strength is you. I broke something good because I didn't know how to value it. I rested my phone on my knee. My chest didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. I just sighed. Another part read, "You didn't deserve what I did. Oliver only wanted to win. I only wanted to feel chosen. I hurt you because I didn't understand love." Then the final line. "If forgiveness exists anywhere in you, please let me have a piece of it. I don't want you back. I just want to breathe again." I whispered, "You're not the only one who wants to breathe." A knock on my door startled me. It was my reflection in the mirror, messy hair, tired eyes, but calm. I reopened the message and read it one more time. Then I whispered, "All right. You deserve an answer." I typed slowly. "Me, I forgive you." That was all. No explanations. No anger. No demands. Forgiveness wasn't about her. It was about letting go of a weight I didn't want anymore. I hit send, felt a quiet exhale leave my chest, then held the screen for a moment. "This is the end," I murmured. And with a steady thumb, I deleted the conversation and blocked her again. Not out of spite, out of peace. Later I walked to the familiar cafe. The same one where Dr. Reed had once told me, rebirth is not healing. It's choosing a new direction. Ava was already there, waving at me with a warm smile. "You look lighter," she said as I sat. "I feel lighter," I replied. "Did something happen?" "Yeah," I said quietly. "Emily sent a long message. Everything she never said." Ava leaned forward. "And?" "I forgave her." She blinked. "Just like that?" "Yes," I said. "Not to fix anything. Not to reconnect. Just to close the door without locking myself behind it." Ava smiled softly. "That sounds like freedom." "It does," I said. "For the first time, I'm not trying to win anything. Not trying to prove anything. I'm just here." She tapped her cup. What exactly did she say? That she was scared. Greedy. Lost. That she hurt me because she didn't know how to love. Ava shook her head. "People confuse brokenness for depth. I did too," I admitted. "But now, I don't feel broken anymore." "What do you feel?" she asked. "Peace," I said. "Not victory. Just peace." She watched me for a long moment. "I'm proud of you." I laughed quietly. "Why does everyone keep saying that?" "Because it's true," she replied. "You didn't just move on. You transformed." "I guess I did," I said. "My past doesn't feel like a chain now. It feels like a chapter." "And chapters end," she said. "They do," I agreed. "And new ones start the same way, one choice at a time." She tilted her head. "So what choice are you making now?" I looked out the window. People walked by, cars hummed, life kept moving. "My choice," I said slowly, "is to stop surviving and start living." Ava smiled. "That sounds like the real rebirth." "I think it is," I said. "I'm not chasing closure anymore. I'm choosing direction." "Then where does that direction point?" she asked. "Forward," I replied. "Always forward." For a moment we sat in silence, not awkward, not heavy, just calm. I lifted my cup. "To beginnings." She clinked hers against mine. "To you," she said. I looked at her, at the cafe, at the sunlight warming the table. For the first time I wasn't waiting for healing. I was already healed.